Hey everybody, good afternoon. Tom Sheeran. It's the 10th of June. Time to look at our market stats from the past year. So we're going to go back a little into last year and then through the end of May. So things are looking pretty good. We're starting to change, starting to get a little more inventory. Those pesky interest rates are still like 6.6, 6.5 has been the norm the past few days. So we're going to jump in right now and let's look at the stats and see what's going on. So here we have this is InfoSparks provided by First Multiple Listing Service. Again, I like to look at our hyper local area of Dunwoody and Sandy Springs. We're going to look at single family homes only, not condo and townhouse, which affects all these stats. And then we're going to look at 30338 Dunwoody, 30328 Sandy Springs, and then we have 30350, which is kind of a hybrid. It touches into Sandy Springs and Dunwoody, so we'll look at that too. So, average sales price. This is the top line, the dark line right here. You can see this is going back to January of last year, so it's been pretty much a flat line. It's fluctuated a little bit, but through the end of May, 544,000 is your average sales price, all markets, all areas of Atlanta. And then if we look at the 30338, we can see that's our green line. We can see that average sales price is 828,906, and that's the green line here. So we had a big spike March of 2025, and then it went up and down a little bit. But that's staying pretty steady. It dropped a little from April, but not much. And it's still showing uh, for the year a point or 4.3 um, average increase. So that's the again the Dunwoody. And then here we are, 30328, our gold line. That's been a little more up and down. Had a big spike here in April of this year, showing a average sales price of 1,434,000, and now it's dropped down to 1,121,000. So that's down about 3.1%. So again, that's still a strong number. That's Sandy Springs. And then here's our hybrid number, this 30350. They ended up through May at 977,891. And that number's up 9%. So it it went up in March and then back here in last September, went up and down a little bit. Now it's trending back up. Big number here is the months of supply, and that again, 6 months of supply is a normal inventory. So that what that means is if we stop now, all the houses on the market, for a normal market, it would take 6 months to sell. So we're at 4.5% inventory, all of Atlanta. That's a 2.3% increase. So we're getting more properties on the market. Um, but look at these other areas, 1.6 for Dunwoody, 3.4 months of supply in Sandy Springs. So that's trending up. Um, and remember, 6 months is normal. And then 30350s looks like it's leveling out just a little under 3%. And that actually went down. So they had less um, new properties on the market. So that's what's happening for months of supply. This is another good number to look at. And this just shows the overall market of Atlanta. It's actually down a little bit. That's new listings. So you can see it trended up here in April, which is pretty typical for to get more inventory in the spring. And then it's down a little bit in the end of May. Another good number, the property number you list the property at, or the list price to sales price ratio, what you listed it at, what it sold for. So entire market 98.5%. That's still strong. Look at Dunwoody and Sandy Springs, 101% point nine. That's really 102. 101.3 for 30328, our gold line, and then 30350 is still 101%. So all those numbers are real strong. And then if you ever wonder the number of homes for sale, again, we're just factoring in single family homes, entire Atlanta market. That's 22,273. And then you can see it's not on the graph, but 30338 Dunwoody is actually down. There's only 35 homes for sale. 70 is up a little bit in Sandy Springs, and then 30350 is also down, 41 homes for sale. And then our average days on the market. So remember these numbers, they fluctuate a lot, and I'm going to tie it into this next stat we'll look at, a shows per listing. So how many showings does it take till we get an offer? And they can be different. So these are just averages, 39 days for the entire Atlanta market. So that's a little over a month. 6 days in Dunwoody, 18 days in Sandy Springs, and that 30350 is 13 days. Um, so let's remember 39 days for um, the whole market of Atlanta, but how many showings do we need? So if we get four showings in 39 days, which is very doable, we're going to get a contract pretty quick. Um, Dunwoody is going to take 7.3 showings, Sandy Springs 6.5, and that hybrid's 30350 is going to take 5.7, almost 6 days. So, that's all good. That's all good stuff. The market's still looking strong. Inventory's slowly growing. The interest rates, people are still have the watching what's going on with the economy, gas prices, the war that's going on. So we're going to continue to see some changes, I believe, and as we get more normal. But all in all, the growth is still there on sales price. The total Atlanta market is still up 2.6%, even though, we got a lot of things going on. And that's a good look at what's going on. I'm Tom Sheeran with Better Homes and Gardens Metro Brokers. Let me know if I can help with anything. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.